Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm trying to figure out how to get here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, so was it you that was writing yesterday saying that you were struggling with the okay.
Yeah, I never really figured it out. Like I tried connecting with a online tutor, but it was just really hard to understand how to do it because it was just through messages.
Yeah,
And so I was like, oh, this is not really helping. And I was like, hopefully someone in
I know. I'm hoping
group kind
I
of
know
understands it.
I did the graphs how it said to paste them on the worksheet, but as like you couldn't paste them to the worksheet. I was not able to anyway.
hmm
Um and I don't even know if I did the graphs right because I was like, well, I was struggling with a lot of different things. Like,
Well, I didn't know how to make the graph in general. I'm not good at making graphs.
uh-huh.
So
Well,
I'm like,
it's already there's already one that you just like copy and paste the information into the Excel. Um, they have, remember how they had to set up the Excel worksheets?
mhm.
So it's in there and it tells you which one to use for it. But I was struggling like with the sample size, like figure out what the sample size is. And I'm like, well, wouldn't that be all of the information they gave me? I was just like,
Mhm.
so I'm hoping the other Katie might know because she's the only one that didn't respond yesterday. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out. But I hope they're not having a hard time logging
Yeah. Maybe I can text in the group message and just kind of remind
in.
people that we have our meeting. Okay, cool.
Where is everyone?
I know. Wonder if people forgot or just caught in.
Oh, in the waiting room. Oh,
Oh.
the heck, I have to admit them. That's so weird. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Hello.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so I'm clearly not good at this, at setting up Zoom meetings. So sorry about that.
Fine.
All right, so we'll just start with a prayer really quick and then we'll go over everything. I'll say it today.
Okay.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this beautiful day. We're thankful that we can meet together as a group and go over what we've learned. We pray that we'll have the Spirit with us and that we will be able to help each other on the things that we didn't understand. And we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. So Katie Henry, I sent a text yesterday because I was so confused I was really struggling with this one. And I think we all kind of were. And I'm just wondering if you had a different experience.
Oh no. So it's really interesting because like I'm reading through all of this and I'm going, okay, this kind of all sounds familiar because of the math class that math for the real world that I took in winter semester. And as we went through everything, I kind of noticed that it explained things deeper than what we were learning from that previous class. But the thing that I felt was confusing, and so maybe you can tell me if this is where you were confused. I feel like it's talked about as if we already know a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And like I was watching some of the videos and it's like describing certain things and it says, okay, well, this one has this, but I'm like, but why is it that way?
Right.
Like,
I
why
felt
do
the
you
same
see
way.
that? Like, I feel like they're not giving details. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like there are details that are missing.
yeah.
That's just me. I'm like, okay, so great. I know what the name of a certain bell thing, or if it's right skewed or left skewed, but what does it mean when that happens? And how am I supposed to, maybe we're learning that later, the interpreting of data, but then you look at the assignment, especially part 2, and it's sitting there saying, okay, compare the results, describe the differences between the graphs. And I'm like, okay, well, I can tell you one's right skewed or one's
Right.
modal or whatever. But like in the video, he's going off and he's like, okay, well, one shows that it has a higher mean and one has a lower mean. And I'm like, how do you determine that necessarily on the graph? I feel like it's not giving a lot of information for it.
Right. That was exactly what I was thinking. And then I was also, and maybe I just missed it somewhere, but it asked us to find on these graphs like the sample size. Well, so I ended up just copying and pasting everything from like company A and putting it into Excel to make my graph because I'm like, well, isn't that the sample size? Like the number of years, I guess.
Okay, so the sample size is how many pieces of data were put in.
Okay.
And if you put it into the like if you copied the information from the one column
Mhm.
and you put it into the toolbox that we have,
Mhm.
right? There's that little box on there that shows you and it tells you what the sample size is. You can just pull the information directly. Do you want me to share my screen really
Yeah,
quick?
can you show
Yeah.
me where
Okay,
you
you'll have to enable for me to share my screen to be able to do that though. And I'm sorry that I didn't respond to the text yesterday. I literally was falling asleep every time I tried to do stuff because my daughter has been having some crazy anxiety. So I literally have only been going over the stuff this morning.
How do I enable?
So go to click on share screen or actually, no, hold on.
My screen looks really weird.
Yeah, as the host, you're gonna have additional things.
Mhm.
I forget where it is. Oh, it's not letting me.
Yeah, and it won't let me like make the
Okay,
screen.
You see where it says screen share, like right click
Mhm.
on it? Does it say anything? Or if you click on it, does it say anything like,
Multiple participants can share simultaneously. I can just do that.
yeah, maybe you could do that.
Okay, see if it'll let you now.
Yes, it will let me. Okay, so let me pull this up. Okay, I'm sharing this. Okay, can you see that?
Mhm.
This screen. Okay, so let me really quickly, I need to go to that data that it gave us. Oh, I think I closed it. Hold on, I gotta open it back up. Okay, so let me copy this really quick. So if I take, I'm just copying all that's in column B for company A, basically.
Okay.
So I go up here and I'm going to paste that information in here. So remember, there wasn't a value on the first one. But
Okay.
see right here, do you see my cursor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, right here where it says sample size, right there, 40.
Oh,
So you can also go down here. So if you look at the row, but the problem is that that's not
it's not
correct.
accurate. Mm-mm.
If you think about it, okay, number one has this thing up here, and number two, there's actually no data. So
Right.
there's nothing to do. So that can be skewed. So right here, it's showing the sample size. It's telling you the answer right there. It also tells you what the mean is, and it tells you what the standard, it automatically, so these right here, if you look up here, it already has they already have the formulas in it. So it's telling you what is happening already in those pieces of data,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're doing, so for instance, so when we're doing the box, hold on, I should just.
Okay, I know this is a silly question, but I wasn't
My
sure.
desk-
So,
I
you know
can
how
go
it asks you to go to a specific like link to it? I wasn't sure which one to do. Like, I was like, I don't even know which one it's asking me to pick.
Okay, so right
Yeah.
here, so here's the homework and it says
Mhm.
history investment opportunity. So when you click on it,
Mhm. No, yeah. I
it's-
just didn't know
so
which one to
here-
choose from.
Okay, so you're just gonna find the one right here that says mysteries, mystery investment opportunities, and then you're
Got
gonna
it.
click on that one. And when
Okay.
you click on that, then it now opens up the data that you're going to use to enter into the toolbox.
Mhm.
Yeah. It took me a minute to figure that out too.
Okay, because
Right here.
Yeah.
that was like kind of confusing me because it had that on like the homework, and then I actually figured out the homework one, but I couldn't figure out this one, what it was asking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like how to get to it.
Mhm.
But my problem is I'm not like really tech savvy. I'm like really bad at Excel, like really bad. Like I was not good at it with the math in the real world. So I had a hard time like figuring out what numbers to plug in and like how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you, let me see, like, okay, I just like popped it up. But it was like asking how do you find the mean and median? Like I couldn't figure out which numbers it was talking about, like at least for like the homework assignment, because there was like a list of like numbers and then it had like the description for each one. But I was like, okay, which one do I plug in? Because it was the tutor was helping me like, oh yeah, you put, I don't remember what the word, if it was like sample or something like that.
Yeah, you're basically taking the results from the sample or the specific data from that sample.
Mhm.
Whatever it is that they're looking for. So if they're asking or looking for, a certain set of data, then you're going to grab that information and plug it in.
Mhm.
So like
So-
for instance, on this one, it's asking for the data from company A. So right here, I'm taking this is the data that they got from
Mhm,
company A, and that's where I am putting all that data right here.
uh-huh.
And do you
And-
know how to copy and paste? Because that can be difficult too sometimes.
I do not like at least well that like
Okay, so for instance, so look,
Not really
I've
good at
already
that
done
kind of
A
stuff.
right here. So I'm gonna go here to B and I'm gonna go all the way down and collect all of B. So see how it's in that box right there.
mhm,
I'm gonna press Command C. I have a Mac. I forget what it is on a PC.
Control C.
Shortcut, Control C.
Yeah.
Mine is Command C for a Mac. It might be different, but see how that's highlighted and it's like,
mhm.
okay, so now I can go over here. Now I'm in this other document. You have now the thing. Oh, hold on. Before you're able to paste. Well, I guess I can paste it in here. I might be able to paste it on top if I click here and paste. It's Control V or Command V, but
Mhm.
you have to clear this other data first.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
gonna
once you put it in, so I get how you're supposed
just
to put,
remember when you clear it, don't delete it. Make sure you right click and clear contents instead.
okay. So
Otherwise,
when you did it, did you just plug in A and then how did you get like your results for in the chart? Or did it just pop up in the chart?
it automatically just does
Yeah.
once I put my data. So I put this data right here. You can see
Okay.
right here, this 4.2, all these numbers correspond to everything from
Mhm.
B. They're the
Yeah.
exact same numbers here.
And then it just kind of filled in like the chart.
It automatically does. So now I've got the sample size is 25. I've got the sample mean is 33.482. Then I just take that data, so here's the math thing. I just made a box or a table within the, so in the preparation assignment, so it gives you it as a PDF, but if you right click it and open it as a Word document, it will take a second to do, but it will open it so you can actually add information into it. Does that make sense?
How did you do that?
Okay, so here's the document right here. This is my assignment.
Huh?
You can see that this is the assignment, but it's a PDF, right?
Right.
So what I did is you right click it and it says open with,
Oh.
and I opened it with Microsoft Word. And by doing that, like I said, it took a minute to generate it, but it eventually goes in, and that way I'm able to go in and type in and
Okay, because when I had to like, well, I guess I'll just show you guys my graphs.
yeah. Well, and you can do that too, for sure. Or you can take notes in a notebook or whatever, but I've just been doing it this way. I take other notes too, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's more to take notes on from the reading than there is just in the preparation. So I usually do my notes and then I go back using my notes and fill in the answers to the problems, or sometimes I kind of do them simultaneously. But I found from week 1 or from lesson 2, sorry, that we did earlier this week, it was almost easier to go back and then fill in the problems after I'd already taken my notes. It's almost like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you're adding more information. It seems like it's kind of repetitive, but then I think it helps me to understand what I'm doing better.
That's the
So
way I do it too.
I
just
don't know.
take Notes and then go back and do it.
So
Sorry, quick question. So back to the chart. Which one? So which one is you said the sample mean is a mean on here. And then
So
how
this-
did you find this? Which one was like the standard
it shows right here.
deviation?
Can you see
Oh,
it?
it says it.
It's
It's just kind of small, so
yeah, it is kind of little. Here, I wonder if I can make this bigger. No, it's not letting me. But, or actually, I guess I go to view. So let me zoom in. Hello?
It doesn't want you to.
No, it's not letting me do that right.
okay. And how about the what is the N considered? The
N equals sample size.
Okay. Wait, so was that B or was that A?
This one
That was
right
B.
here is for B.
Okay. Okay. I'm just comparing because I wrote down like the answer so I can try and like understand how it gets there.
That I found, so, because I wanted in that, if you want to add the, like, because it said to add the histogram. So if you just click right where the histogram is and see it kind of highlights the box right here,
Mhm.
you can again copy it. So Command or Control C, and it will copy it. And then I go to here into my,
Mm.
so asking, I'm just going to do an example. So then I'm going to paste it in there. Now, one thing that you want to do is see this little box down here.
Mhm.
So if you open it up, you don't want it linked to Excel.
No.
Because if you link it to Excel and then you change what was in those boxes, so you go to B, let's say you copy now C, it will change your graph, what you just pasted, or this histogram, it'll change it. So make sure that you click that it pastes as a picture and it won't change it
Okay.
as you're pasting. Because I was pasting it several times and then every time I would go do a new one, I'm like, why are they changing? And I realized what it is, what was happening. So make sure it's pasted as a picture.
Uh-huh.
So it's not linked to Excel. If it's linked to Excel, it will change when you change the data in Excel, since we're using the same toolbox and just moving the data around. So just
Okay.
paste as a
Mm-hmm.
picture.
Really good. Thank you.
It's a lot easier.
Okay, so did any of you guys do like, I know it doesn't really matter like when to do it, but did you guys do like the homework for like this kind of section? Because the homework was slightly a little different in the fact that like the Excel was formatted differently, and I found that really confusing how that was formatted, but it also asked questions that I wasn't sure if it was asking us to do it on like paper, like just solving it without like Excel. Because it didn't say like, oh, like do this on Excel. And so I wasn't sure like what the formula was to like figure out. Like I kind of know the mean, or is it the median, where you add them all up and then you divide it by like the number of how many groups there are.
That would be the mean. The mean is where
That's
you
the
add
mean.
them all up and divide it by the
Number.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sample
And-
size.
But I couldn't figure out how do you do the median and this deviation. Like that was where I was like,
Okay.
I don't know the
So-
formula, and I was looking it up and I was like, I can't figure out the formula.
You're talking about question.
I haven't looked at the homework just yet.
So well, it's part 2, I think, right? Part 2 of this where we were supposed to make a handwritten graph.
Yeah, let's start at the top though, and let's move our
Yeah.
way down. And when we get there, then maybe that'll kind of
Make more
we'll
sense.
answer questions as we move down. So
Right.
I'm just gonna keep sharing my screen so you can see what I've got on here.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so from part 1, number 1, so where it says match the following, I just took the terms from the top, and if you notice, I changed the color of them. It's just so I can see what I'm writing versus what was already there.
Mhm.
So I can see the difference of how I'm answering the question. That's just for me, but you can do it. Things stand out. So I just moved whatever correct one was in front of, goes with whatever one of these.
Right.
answers.
Yeah.
So the center of distribution is either going to be the average, the mean, the median, or the mode. So if you remember, so the mean is basically your average.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of these are averages of some sort, but the mean is what I normally would consider an average, where you take all of the things and divide it up, and divide it by how many things there were, and you get that number.
Right.
So, and remember that the sample mean is that X with the line over it, or if you know all of it, then it's just X.
How do you find the median though? That's where I wasn't like sure. I know, don't you take the mean, like part of the mean, whatever you get?
So the median is basically whatever the middle value is. So if you
Oh, it's just
took-
like the middle one.
if you lined up all of the numbers, like 1 through 10, okay?
Mhm.
So for instance, here, I'm just gonna write this right here. Let me just go right here. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whoops. So if I have these numbers here, basically, if I go in from this side the same amount and in from this side the same amount. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this side, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm
Would
gonna
be
end up
6.
right here in between the 5 and the 6. So the median in between the 5 and the 6 for this one, because it's an even number, because remember, if the number is even, the median is the mean. So now the average of these two. So if I add 5 and 6 and divide it by 2, it's 5.5, or whatever is the middle in the middle of these two numbers. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, if I also have number 11 in this whole thing, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on this side go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right? The very middle number is the 6.
Mhm.
So if the number is odd, it's whatever that middle value is. So with 11 of them, so an odd number, the median is 6. If it's only through 10, where I have an even number, it's 5.5.
Like 5.5. Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
No, yeah, okay, that makes more sense because I knew it was like something simple, but I was like, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Mode is, and you could always add these definitions into your homework if you wanted to, but the mode is basically whatever is the most common. So if I did 1, let's see, my numbers were 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9. So which of
Would be
all
4.
numbers, the 4 is the most often, so that is the one. If 4, let's say it was like this, and it was like that, 8 is now the one that occurs the most frequent, so that's the mode. We're not going to use mode, which I'm kind of glad, because that's a pain in the butt. But if no number occurs more than once, there's no mode.
So when it comes to deviation, because there's like a couple parts to it. So I don't really know how to do the math for that to like figure out the deviation, but part of it also that they at least show in the homework, it shows like a set of like different groups of numbers, and then it says what is the largest standard of deviation. Like, how would you figure out what the largest deviation is? Is it like
You're just comparing the numbers.
You're just comparing the numbers?
So your deviation, so you have a scale like this, right? So for instance, if I go down here, okay, so look at this graph right here, this histogram. So this one goes from -50 up to 150. So there's 200, the range is between 200.
Oh, like the range would be bigger in between.
Right? Where on this one right here,
Okay.
let's see, if I go actually to number C, we're about 75 to about almost 220, 225. So the number is like 300, right? So it's larger, it's spread out more. So the deviation of how far away it is from this is greater. So there's a bigger pole between it. So this one's going to be larger.
And then if it's a smaller deviation, obviously the numbers are smaller together, closer together.
Yeah, the numbers are closer together versus being more spread out.
Okay.
There's
Sorry, I just want to give like an example just so I understand. So like from the homework, it said the answer would be out of like the different ones. It said that the largest deviation would be like 0, 0. Well, it was like 0, 0, 10, 10. So that would be the largest because it's like 0 to 10, as in the other ones, it's like 7, 8, 9, 10. It would be like 7 to 10.
So
If
yeah,
that makes sense. Okay. That makes more sense.
Within 3 numbers, where the other one is spread out
Yeah.
over numbers. So you can see one's
Okay.
greater, one is smaller.
Okay, that
They're
makes
both
a lot more sense. I think the numbers of them being the same kind of threw me off, where I was like, why are there like 10 tens, or why is there like so many of the same number? And so it's from the smallest number to the biggest number.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
also a video with the homework,
okay.
and he went step by step on how to, basically it's the spread of distribution, and he talked about each step on how to find the standard deviation by doing the whole by hand process too. And I just wrote that out because for me, I have to see it visually. So that may
Yeah.
be something that you may want to go do, is just watch the video and just kind of write down the steps, pause it as you go and write down the steps.
Yeah, and the equations were, they were more simple by hand than trying to think abstractly by just looking at the
Right.
histograms in many ways, because you just, yeah, when you're doing that anyway. So do you guys feel comfortable with these right here?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the answers I got.
Okay.
Okay. So then number 2 was to find a standard deviation. And I put it as a measure in the spread of distribution.
Yes, I wrote a number that describes how spread out the data are, whether they're close or further apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Gabby, do you want to do number 3?
Before your group preparation section, explain standard deviation to a roommate, family member, or other person who has not studied statistics. Describe the experience. How did you explain this idea?
Okay. So for me, my daughter was doing homework at the table at the same time. She's 11. She has no clue. So I explained it to her. But she got it. So I must have done a good job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. And then Katie, the
Mhm.
other Katie, yeah. Katie Watts. Do you want to do number 4?
Sure. So it says define sample variance. So I guess like what now I'm looking for it, sorry. I have like a bunch of notes.
Oh, you're fine. I have to do the same thing.
I didn't like really write out the numbers of like which one was which. I kind of just wrote down my answers. Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. Okay, so we'll just so Katie, the other Katie's is up, which she has the same thing I put, a measure of spread in the data set or in a data set.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that? Okay. And then provide a definition and or brief description of the following terms.
So something to keep in mind really quick
Yeah.
on the sample variance, remember that the sample variance is squared.
Yes, that is true.
Squared. So it's the variance squared. Actually write that in there. I think it should it kind of talked about examples of how, like, you know, if I was showing the sample variance of like a temperature, it's going to show it like larger than the actual temperature. So in that case, you really want the standard deviation.
Mhm.
Otherwise, the number could be really skewed. I don't really understand why you would want a squared number. But it says that depending on what you're working on, certain things work better for that. So I'm like, I'm just trusting it and figuring that they'll
Yeah,
teach us why we need to know that or the difference between them later. Right now, we're just kind of focusing on the basics.
I
So,
feel like that was just another piece of missing information.
Mm,
well, and I think that's why I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, don't focus on the fact that it's squared or not squared. Just know that there's a difference between the two of them and that we'll learn that later.
Yeah.
And I think that if we're trying to figure out why we need to, I think it makes it more confusing. So,
yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. And then we have, let's see, where did I leave off? Okay, so we're giving definitions for these 4 percentiles, quarterlies,
quartiles.
quartiles, 5-number summary, and box plots. So I'll do the first one, percentiles, and then we'll just go down the line. So percentiles is a number such that a specified percentage of the data are at or below this number, is what I took from the textbook.
Yeah. So the thing to remember on percentile is that, like, if I took a test and I got an 87% on it, that's what percentage of the questions I got right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Percentile has more to do with comparisons of yourself and other people. So kids, if you have children and they usually measure their height and weight and they give you what percentile your child is in. So my kids were all pretty tall and they were always told they were in the 95th percentile. All that means is if you took all the data that they've collected on kids, they came up with whatever the median is. So whatever that median thing is, which is 50th percentile,
Mhm.
is your median, right? Okay, so that means that of all of the kids that have had their weight or their height measured, 50% are below and 50% are higher. So it's right in that number that's in the middle.
Right.
It's not necessarily that's the average or whatever, but it's just that's the middle. So if my child's the 95th percentile for height up here, that means that 95% of kids are either their height or smaller than them. That means that there's only 5% that are taller.
Right.
Okay.
Or that or not even 5%, that there are some groups that are higher than that. Well, I guess it would be 5% higher.
Okay. All right. So we're already down to 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes left. Okay. So Katie Henry, we do quartiles?
So quartiles are special percentiles basically divided into 4 equal groups. You have Q1, Q2, Q3. Remember that Q2 is the median.
Mhm.
And then I wrote this 99 in there because if you just remember, I mean, there is another group above Q3, but because of when you're dividing, like you can only put so many lines in between to divide, right?
Right.
That part kind of confused me, but it makes sense. So I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Okay. All right. And then Gabby, will you do the 5-number summary?
Yeah, 5-number summary. Presented is the order, minimal, 1 quartile, 2 quartile, median, 3rd quartile, and maximum.
Okay. All right. And then they're always presented in order is what I added to that. And then Katie Watts, can you do box plot?
So this was the one that Katie Henry was kind of showing us on like the chart. So I didn't get this one because this was the one that I didn't really understand, but what she did was she went through each box and copied them and put them in within like the Excel worksheet that was in it, and it kind of calculated it. And so on there, it basically had the answers of what each one were for like mean and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff on there.
This is company B, but you can see the
Mhm.
sample size 25. So I could write sample size 25. It
Yeah.
shows sample mean right here. I can plug that in. Your standard deviation. I'm just plug it in. I just created a table because it just made it easier to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having a hard time with this one as well because I wasn't finding like the right like companies, because there's a lot of links and I wasn't like sure which one was the right one.
Yeah.
So did anybody else, were you guys able to get all the answers to these?
I was able to,
Are yours the same as mine?
yes. So for company A, I got the meanest, well, I rounded them. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that, but I did 21.3.
Yeah,
For the
well,
mean.
it said to it had a note in the thing to always round to 3 decimals unless otherwise specified.
Okay, okay, so
I did not round because that was one note that I saw in the reading.
okay.
Do
So
that.
mine will be off just by like a very little bit, but standard deviation for company A, I got 37.7 and the sample size is 41. And then company B, and I just printed mine on paper because I couldn't figure out how to paste it to the worksheet,
That's
but
okay.
the company B was
I
30.
just typed it into my own.
Yeah, and now you
Uh,
showed me, so I'll be able to do it. And I have a Mac as well, so.
Make it
Um,
easy.
The mean is 33.5, standard deviation was 49.3, and the sample size was 25.
Yeah.
Company C, the mean is 41.1, standard deviation 79.2, and the sample size is 27.
Yeah.
Company D is, the mean is 0.71, is that correct?
Okay, mine came up as 0.706. So let me
You know
let me
what?
copy.
Yours should
copy-
be right though, because I probably rounded.
Well, let me plug in D into the thing. So here I am. I'm taking the stuff from column D.
Okay,
I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it here. All right, so it's pasted here. Whoops. I've gone too far. Okay, I gotta move this over.
oh, here we
Okay, so let's see. So now I've got 40. The sample size is 49, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that was right. Sample mean is it's coming up as 0.706 still.
Yeah, I rounded it.
Oh, so you rounded it up to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then the 21. Okay, because I
Yeah.
was looking and I'm like, okay, did I do this right?
Yeah, I
Like,
won't do that anymore because I didn't see that little note, so I just won't do that.
that was
and
one
then-
of the things I made a note and I put like big asterisks around it. Don't do this. Hopefully to remember.
Okay. All right, and then the last one, company E, I got negative 1.1.08
Okay.
is what I put, but
So it's, yeah, negative 1.8084.
and then the standard deviation 21.3 and the sample size was 32.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So cool. I didn't do those wrong. It's always nice to compare somebody else when.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I just pasted the histograms here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that part's pretty self-explanatory. Hopefully.
The thing that I struggled with was trying to figure out how to, it was number 10, create a table to compute the standard deviation by hand using the data, severe
Yeah.
bird flu data.
Let's finish shade in 9 first.
Okay, you're fine.
I didn't totally finish them yet. So
Oh, okay.
I haven't even done these because I ran out of time before the thing started. So I didn't finish it. So, but
Okay.
maybe we could do it together. We could figure it out together.
No,
but
you're totally fine.
And if we have to, we can like re-log back on because it only gives you an hour, but we can always like.
Do you have Zoom downloaded through BYU Idaho?
I think it goes on for as long as you want. If
you
this
have
is a
a
BYU,
Yeah.
This
Zoom?
one's not a BYU one. This one's I use my husband's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you use your BYU one, you can go longer than the hour.
Okay, I'll download that one.
Okay. All right. Or just log in using your BYU one.
Okay.
It just makes I actually deleted my other one just because I'm like, this is so much easier to use. So I just use it.
Okay.
All right, so comparing the results. This is where I had trouble. I was watching the video and like I got some were right skew, some were multimodal, those kinds of things that I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, similarities is that A, C, E, and A, they all were kind of similar. In the video, he talked about how one of them had a higher mean, one had a larger spread. And at first I didn't understand it, but I'm thinking I'm understanding. Because like, if you look at these numbers right here, you're between -40 and about 70 on here. But then up here, your numbers are, you know, -75 to 220. So I guess I could understand, you know, where those are coming from, where the spread is larger.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really understand it, but I think now that I'm explaining it to you guys, I'm understanding it. Goes to show when you share
Sometimes you have to just say it out loud.
so yeah, and then you had that lowest spread because the numbers, I mean, you could look at them and go, well, they all look almost identical. But if you look at the numbers, the spread isn't quite as long. This is though where I was having trouble and I finally was just like, I'll just wait till we're in the group. But number 9, where it says, if you're saving for retirement, which of these 5 companies would be the most attractive investment and why? This is where I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, I don't really know.
I am the same way. And actually my graphs, I don't know. So I had put in, your graphs are a lot fatter than mine. They're skinny. And I had put in,
Oh, that looks a lot nicer. I just copied and pasted what it showed.
no,
in.
and that's because I changed in the box. It said, how many, I can't remember what it was asking. There was a little number you could change at the bottom that was like how many columns or something like that.
Oh, like this?
Yeah,
Oh,
the number of bins. That's what it was. And I think I put mine to 10.
Oh,
I don't know what I did, but I was like, okay,
I
well,
thought we weren't supposed to change these numbers.
okay. Well, then I'm gonna leave that
I
alone.
could be wrong. Is that one we can change?
I changed it and everything went back to normal when I, at the end when it says don't save and it.
Mhm.
I mean, it does show it quite a bit differently.
But your paper, I mean, your graphs or your Excel looks different than mine too. Like, I'm wondering if, because I downloaded it again. I had it last year. I downloaded it again, but it looked exactly the same. I don't know.
Oh, well, so from last week, it said that use the toolbox that they had and not other ones. Did you?
Yeah, I downloaded the one that they gave us this semester. So I actually have 2 of them, but they look exactly identical. So I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Okay, well, at
I
any
did-
rate, I'm with you on the question.
if you're saving for retirement, which of these 5 companies would be the most attractive? And he was kind of talking about, well, one would have more risk. Like you could get better returns, but you'd have more risk. Is the more risk because the deviation is right? There's more risk when the deviation is larger.
Mm-hmm.
So company D, like you know, if you look at like where your median is, like, okay, you can get some really good things, but you have more risk
Mhm.
Mhm.
on that one. If you like, if you're looking at company B, this one looks kind of all over the place. So I don't know that that one would be a very good one because it's very inconsistent. To me, it's showing inconsistent, but maybe I don't know how to read these. But it does, I mean, where the median is, it's pretty high, but it looks more inconsistent with these waves.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then the thing you have to keep in mind is these frequencies. So this one's like 15, but this one only goes up to like 9, and this one only goes up to 6, and this one goes up to 15, similar to this one. But then you have the different skews. I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that question.
I'm gonna see.
Like that's where I need help, but we can move on to the other one if you guys want to. Oh, my.
I am just gonna look really quick to see if I can find what the answer key says, you know? And then
Yeah.
maybe we can kind of understand from that.
Good
I
idea.
have the answer key up and it says that answers all vary, but
Yeah.
should talk about shape, center, and spread of the different graphs and data sets.
Does it describe the differences between them at all?
Mm-mm.
So,
See, and that's where I feel like the lesson's failing us.
mm,
I feel like it's not teaching us how to look at it, but maybe that's coming later. But if it's asking us questions about it, then shouldn't we know something about it right now?
it's
Mhm.
not explaining
Yeah.
in more details.
Well, maybe that can go in the question box or something in the, what's the, isn't there the questions?
Yeah,
in
the question group, something like that.
Mhm.
the discussion board for questions? Maybe we can ask some questions because that's where I'm struggling.
Okay.
Well, do you want to move to number 10?
Yeah.
It's me.
Flu data. I'm trying to find the bird flu data. Is this the data that we have? That's the data, right? Right there.
Yes, and then they have. Well, I think that there's a link to click on that has, but I guess we could go off of that too.
Well, if you click the link, I think it's just taking you to the lesson right here.
Oh, okay, that doesn't help.
No, it's not really, it's not doing anything different than what
Okay.
this is right here. So it says create a table to compute the standard deviation by hand. So that's that table where we have observation, deviation, squared deviation, right?
Mhm.
So we need to create a table. So I'm going to go up here and insert a table. So we have our observation. Oh, I want these to be different colors so I can see it. That's not solar. Okay, so we have our observation, and then we have our deviation, and then our squared deviation for the table. Oops. Okay, so the thing is I'm not sure which. Am I taking all of these numbers, so the relatively uncomplicated as well as the severe cases? Am I putting all of those in? Right?
It just says by hand using the data severe bird flu data.
Oh, so I just want the severe. Okay, so for the severe then, right here, so for here, I'm going to type in 39.1. Whoops. 39.5. 38.9.
But I think, aren't we supposed to do these in order?
I don't think they have to be in order, do they?
I don't know. I'm just going off of the one that the.
I mean, we could. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Mhm.
7. So yeah, I guess we could put them in order. So we had 39. We had 39.1. Oh wait, hold on. The lowest one's 38. 38.8. And we have 30. Wait. Oh yeah, 30. All the rest of them are 39. So we have 39. We have 39.1.
0.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
It's fine. It's the 39.0 on the bottom.
Oh, I have that one right here.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
Right, 0.0. So it's okay. 0.1, 0.2, 0.5,
Mhm.
0.7, and
And
0.9, right?
Yes.
Okay, so observation, that's X, remember? Okay, so your deviation is going to be X minus, I wish I could write this stupid thing, X with the line over it. It's not really letting me do it, but so basically, so that would be the mean, right? So we have the mean is the sample mean, right? So we have to figure out what the mean is first. So we can write mean here. The mean is equal to, so we have to add all of these up.
And then divide it.
So we have 38.8, which is so much easier to do in Excel, or you can even create these tables in Excel, which is probably easier, but maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I should open these things in Excel and just write them in Excel. I don't know. Okay, 38.8 plus 39 plus 39.1 plus 39.2 plus 39.5 plus 39.7 plus 39.9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. We divide it by 7. So our mean is 39.314. Did all of you guys get that?
Yep.
Okay, so the deviation here is going to be 38.8 minus this number. This is where Excel comes in really handy because then you don't have to do it so much.
It's so repetitive.
So this one is negative 0.514. Do you guys each want to do math for each one of them and then tell us what they are?
Yeah.
So you already got all those. Okay.
Does anybody have an answer for some of these yet?
I have the last one.
For the 39.9,
Yeah, it's 0.586.
0.586.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have the second one?
That one is zero or negative 0.314.
Okay. Okay, then the next one.
That one is negative 0.214.
Okay.
And the next one is negative 0.114.
All right, negative 0.114.
Mhm.
Okay. And then these next ones should be positive numbers.
I have the 39.7.
Sorry. Negative what?
No, I have the 39.7, the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that?
0.386.
Okay. And then we've got
That one
39.5 minus 39.314. This one is 0.186. Oh, wait. Did I do something wrong? Oh, 186. Yeah, I didn't do it wrong. Okay. This is probably where I really should just have Excel open. I think next time when I make these things, I'm going to use Excel. Or copy my stuff into it.
Okay, so now we go in and we have to do all
All right, so your squared deviation is basically your answer to the one before. So x minus x, but we're going to square it. So you're basically taking your number.
We're just squaring the answers that we got for the other ones.
Yeah, you're just getting the times it. So I'm going to multiply that answer. This one is 5. Are those written as squares on those?
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can still see my screen. I'm basically making this box, but in Excel.
Okay.
See? So right here, if you can see, I just took what was in box here and divided it by that mean right here down here to get the number.
Okay.
So that's what this is right here. So here we need the square deviation. So we basically need to equal this to whatever is in this box. And we need to raise it square to get the number for that.
Okay.
Can you guys see that? Okay.
I just did this on my calculator and I just submitted like those numbers that we got and I just squared it. And I got the exact same answer.
Okay. Yeah. So you can do it with a calculator, or if you do it in Excel, it can be a lot simpler because then because you can just pick boxes and you're not typing a million things.
Well, and the other thing too that I wonder is if like on the exams, if we are not allowed to have phones or calculators, then
You can use Excel to
Mhm.
do your calculations with.
Yeah. Okay, so question on the second one where it's 0.0987. Do you round that to a 9 or leave it as an 8?
Say that again.
On the second one, sorry, I'm trying to point to the screen like you can see what I'm pointing at. So on your second equation down where you squared them already. Okay, so that one that you're typing in right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one after it is 0.0987. Do you round the 8 to a 9 or leave it as an 8?
Well, I would go out 3 decimal places. So I go
Mhm.
0.099.
Okay, that's what I did. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't
Yeah.
screwing up again.
Yeah, no, that's what I would do. So the other one I would round up to the 6. Okay, I'm just gonna keep plugging these in. 0.013, 0.03. Well, I guess that would be 0.034. I guess that one wouldn't round up to a 5 because there's a 4 after the 4. 0.149. Whoops. And 0.343. Okay, is everybody at this point of that? Okay, so standard deviation. So we have our squared deviation. We know what our mean is. So now we're going to go down here and we're going to figure out our variance. Oh, I could spell it right. Okay. So remember that the variance is the sum. Remember the variance, which is also stands for S squared, is equal to the sum. So I'm gonna go like this. The sum divided by
7.
n minus 1. And n
Is your number of
is the number of observations. So for this, let's see, I actually go like that. Oh, a little in there. What I don't spell right. which here is equal to 7. So when we're doing the math, we're going to take the sum. So is that the sum of all of them?
So it's, yeah, you add up all of the square
Of all of
deviations.
these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm in Excel down here, and I'm sorry that it's kind of small, it won't let me make it bigger. I could use the equal sign, or I could do, let's see, equal sum. So I can first find the sum, and I can take all of these standard deviations, or I'm sorry, these square deviations, and that is my sum.
Mhm.
So you can see that my sum is this. So first I can put right here, I can write sum equals this number. So the 0.94, we can round it up to 9. So in my variance, I'm basically doing 0.949, and I'm going to divide all of that by n, which is 7 minus 1, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I do the math over here in Excel, I can take this number and divide it by 7 minus 1, which gives me a calculation of 0.158. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are going to find our standard deviation. So basically, the standard deviation is the square root of the sample variance. So if this is my sample variance, this number, this is going to be the square root. Now I got to remember how to do.
I know, I'm trying to figure out.
I know you can do, there's one way of doing it where you can do like, I know I can take the number and then you can take the square root and you can go 1/2. That's one way that you can create square root. But there's another formula that you're supposed to be able to use. And I might have to go find my old math stuff to figure that out. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, but I need to leave. I have an appointment.
Yeah, you're
I am volunteering in the Family History Center here, and I need to be there in 20 minutes. So I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you guys need anything, just send me a message, but I need to leave. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm sorry we didn't get to the quiz yet.
No, that's fine.
Oh yeah, we done the quiz together. You know what? We'll keep recording it, and so it'll be posted in the thing.
Yeah.
So we can add the recording to just go and just fast forward to the end of the recording where we took the quiz, and that might help.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And bye.
Bye-bye. No, she has to go to a meeting. I'm still on.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that you put something on there that you were extending the time.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I
it
don't know,
must be doing it on its own because I didn't do it.
all of a sudden I did get a notification that popped up and it said that the time was extended to longer. So I don't know.
Okay.
So for your answer, did you just take the 0.5859? Oh, sorry, I can't even say it. 0.158 and then squared it? Because I got my answer
No,
different.
no. You're not squaring it. You need the
Oh, okay.
you need the
gotta get the
square
square
root of it. So the square root of it is like squaring 1/2. There is
Okay.
another way to do it. Oh my gosh. But if you put it in your calculator, I mean, if I put it in my calculator and you put in the 0.158 and then just click the square root function on your calculator, it comes up with the same answer.
Mhm.
There is a
Got
square
it.
root function in Excel, and I seriously can't remember it right now. And I'm trying to find where I have that written down. I remember doing that.
I think I have it in my notes too, but I have to go pull them out of my closet.
Okay, I
Yeah.
figured it out.
Surprisingly, it's in the same notebook I'm using right now, so that's kind of nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm. Oh, in Excel. Let's see. I might have to go back and find it, but I know there's a way to do it that's so much easier. Yeah, I'm not even seeing it right now in my notes, and I don't want to waste time doing that. Okay, create a table to compute the standard deviation by hand. So there you go. That's it by hand, right?
Yep.
Now have your table and you can have it written down. Oh man, that's all right.
Yep.
Mhm.
Other than I still don't know what to do with number 9.
Yeah. Well, and it said there's multiple answers. So it's like, okay, well,
Wait, what
Or-
says there's multiple answers? Oh, on this one. Well,
Yeah.
because you might be more risky than somebody else. So you might choose something different. That's why you want to know, justify your answer. Well, despite the risk, I can make more money, or I can make a decent amount of money without taking a lot of risk. Does
right.
that make sense?
Mhm.
So that I think that's where it's viewed.
an
I just don't
opinion.
know how to interpret the data to know which one I would choose. So that part I need to go back and look at, I feel like. But
Okay.
should we
Let's
take
take
the quiz?
Mhm.
All
Oh
right, I gotta
my
move
goodness.
this out of the way. Okay, so I need this to move out of the way too.
Okay.
Okay,
The first two questions are the same. Sure. Uh-oh. Is it just us?
Did you accidentally leave?
She might have accidentally left. Oh no. Probably when she unshared her screen.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. Okay. Well, let's see if she gets back on.
Is there still a waiting room?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm gonna have to go on and figure out how to get my BYU one up.
All you do is, I think, just put BYUI Zoom. That's what you usually put in. And then it just has you, I think, log into your BYUI account and it should get you into your account. So it's pretty easy.
Oh no, Katie, come back, come back. Let me text her real quick.
Okay.
Don't see that she's in a waiting room. Okay, her computer died. She's coming back then, she said.
Perfect. So on the quiz, it has like a link to the wrong site, wrong patient Excel thing.
Uh-huh.
Is that like the same thing that we used for
Yeah,
our
so,
class? Because clicking on it will take you off the quiz.
oh, are you serious?
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like wondering if it's that link because yeah, if you click on it, it says
Okay,
you're going to
so,
navigate from away from this page, which we don't want to because
so I'm gonna open up another page in, let me see, is she here? Admit Katie, here she is. Okay, she's
I'm
back.
just wondering if it's the one that we've been doing for like our class because that I have popped up.
Yeah, it's the same. So, it gives you, remember the list
Mhm.
of, the different things you can use. You click on wrong site, wrong patient. But so Katie, we're just talking about, it says that we need to use the wrong site, wrong patient
Yeah.
for this, but if you
Okay.
click on it in the quiz, it takes you out of the quiz. So you have to open it in a separate, like login.
Okay, my computer won't turn back on, so I logged in with my phone on the Zoom.
No,
I'm
dang
gonna
it.
see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can get on. My computer's been really weird. Like my thing was plugged in, so I'm like, I
Not
don't know what's
sure
going
what-
on. But my husband's computer is here, so I'm hoping I can try and log in to his computer, which I'm sure he'll be so happy that I'm doing. I hate when he uses my computer. He probably could care less if I use his, but
Oh my gosh, that's so,
I,
Kirk, my husband hates to use my computer because he doesn't like Mac. So
oh yeah, we both have a Mac, so it makes it, oh my gosh. Hello, I just want to open a new window. Ah, okay, here we go. File, new window, there we go. Okay, I gotta log into my,
okay, now I'm like having, I can't remember how to get into this. Lesson 3. Oh, you know what? You can get to it from your textbook too, I think.
Mhm. That's what it says.
Okay, let's see. Now, where was that though? What lesson? Wrong site, wrong patient. Okay.
oh my gosh, this is bugging me. Let's see.
I don't like how it's just can be not very user friendly sometimes. I don't like having multiple pages open because it confuses me. There's just too much going on. Okay.
Well, and I hate that, like, shoot.
What would it be under though? That's what I looked up JAMA surgery and it's not even on here.
Let me read what it's looking for. Okay. You will need the following data file. Kathleen, please not around. Okay.
Gosh.
Source one JAMA surgery. Okay.
JAMA surgery. I don't think that that has anything to do with anything. The JAMA thing. I don't see anything about that.
Yeah, same. That's why I'm not really sure which one it's under.
Let's see.
Okay, so it's telling me that I need to load what?
The wrong site, wrong patient. You need to pull that Excel sheet up. Oh, there's multiple sheets. Let's see. Oh no, that doesn't do me any good. Okay.
Oh, that's so stupid. It's not even let me. Oh yeah, he's gonna be so happy with me with all this stuff I'm downloading. Okay.
Look, it was for a good cause, right?
I
Pretty
know.
cool.
Okay.
Okay, let me go to my.
Oh, I can't do it because he doesn't have Excel on his computer. Oh my
What? Who doesn't have Excel?
Oh my, okay. Okay, my computer just turned on now. Go back
Okay,
to
good.
work.
Okay.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Move the trash. I think this class is more work than I wanted to.
Right? I'm seriously like,
Oh,
maybe I took on too much this semester. I don't know.
you're doing 3 classes?
Yes.
I have only 2 and I'm thinking I took on too much.
Well, and then my first grader gets home and he has like, I don't know what it is, why they feel they need to send home so much homework with these first graders, but I'm like, really? Oh, all right. And now I'm having a hard time pulling up my other Excel. Come on.
Oh, it's not.
I don't know what to do. I'm like totally having a brain
Okay.
freeze right now.
Oh, I pulled it up. I'm so excited. Okay.
How do I open
Here
up
we go.
another Excel?
What are you trying to open up?
So I have what they want with all the information. Now I need to pull up their little calculator thing so that we can do the calculations in the quiz. And I can't, it like,
It's not popping up on mine. I've been trying to access it the whole time we've been on Zoom. And it won't at all.
Okay, okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay, open things. Were you able to download what you needed to download? The
yeah.
Excel thing?
Mhm.
Okay.
Open recent. Here we go. Let me try this. There we go. Okay, it let me this time. There's so many pages.
Round to 3 decimal places unless otherwise specified. Do not round until your calculation is complete. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's yelling at me. I know.
Okay. Did you guys already read this thing where it says on rare occasions?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just gonna go over it really fast. Verification of medical procedures performed on the wrong body part. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, from the thing, innocent percent of the data in the file represents the amounts of dollars hospitals. Okay, so find the mean amount hospitals had to pay in wrong site lawsuits. Round your answer to the nearest whole dollar. Okay, so
So is it on the actual wrong, like,
In the column that says wrong
wrong
site.
site patient?
yeah, wrong site, wrong patient.
Yeah, that's the one that we
So-
click on.
So these are the wrong site. So basically, so what I would do is on, I wonder if I can transfer my Zoom over to her. I'm gonna log in. Oh, what was that code again? I'm gonna go back into my thing and share my screen
Okay,
and come out, and I'll log out of the one on my phone now that my computer's working. Hold on, I gotta find the passcode really quick again. FP 0 TAJ. Okay, you'll have to let me in on that thing. Oh, it's yeah. So you'll just have to, and then I'll get it. I'll leave this room. Let me see. Okay. It's now here twice.
Recording in progress.
Oh shoot. Sorry. Okay, I'm out. Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
Love that I'm just laying on my floor, don't you? Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do my whole screen because I think it's just easier. Okay, so here's that information. Here's our
Mhm.
quick. So find the mean. So the mean, so if we take, basically, if we go down here at the bottom of all this data. Oh my gosh, oh, whoops.
There you go.
And I go right here. So this is going to be equal to, so first I need to find the sum of everything. Although,
I just plugged it in. Well, I want to see if you get the same answer. So
I can also use the shortcut average. And then if I go up here, I can start here all the way down. So to find the mean, it's also using the average function in Excel. Or you can find the sum and then divide it by however many things are. But this is a kind of a, oh my gosh, there's so many things here. So much data. Oh, keep going. Come on. Get to the bottom. Okay, there it is. Whoops, to there. All right, so that is the mean right there.
okay, which is what I got on the calculator.
Oh, good.
So is that 80041? I'm trying to read it to make sure I can read it right.
So in this one, it says to round answer to the nearest whole dollar for our,
Mhm.
whoops.
Would that be just 8,041?
I need to get out of this. Say that again. Yeah, 80.
It would be,
Eight,
oh yeah, 80,000, sorry.
right?
Yeah.
80041. Right?
Do we put a dollar sign on it? Or
No. Just put the number.
So just 80,041.
Yeah, I don't ever put commas or dollar signs because it usually screws everything up.
Well, when I don't put it in, it puts it in automatically.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Yeah, it automatically puts a comma.
did you do
Oh.
0.00 after for the change or just no? Like,
No, it just round to the nearest whole dollar, so I don't think it.
Yeah.
Okay, find the median amount hospitals had to pay in all wrong site lawsuits. So,
I got,
oh,
so I plugged it into the quantitative descriptive statistics calculator, and it's already got it all laid out.
oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where?
So earlier when we were making the box graph, or not the box
Oh,
graph.
if you copy it into the other thing.
Mhm, yeah, and it already like computed it for all of those.
Okay. So, whoops. So did you get 68,552?
I did.
Okay. 68,552. All right.
Mhm.
Find the standard deviation of the amount paid in wrong site lawsuits.
Is it 71,403 or 71,404?
Hold on, I'm gonna do the same thing as you because that's, oh shoot, probably gonna make it easier. Oh no, I went too far. Oh boy. Mm. Oh, there it is. Standard deviation 71403. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Use the
How did
following-
you get the, which one is the calculator one on?
It's on, you use the quantitative descriptive statistics.
Toolbox.
Quantitative statistics?
Mhm.
Is that on the same page?
It's the one we used earlier when we were doing the, excuse me.
Yeah, but I never was able to access that.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to download it. It was in the reading last week.
Mhm.
So download it and save it somewhere to access.
Okay, so it's just within the reading of last week on
Yeah.
that like website.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know that I want this one up now right now. Okay, use the following information to answer the next 5 questions. Hepatic angiosarcoma is a rare and usually fatal type of liver cancer. A study was conducted on 4 individuals with this illness. The data represent their survival times in months. Survival times 5/1913. What is the mean survival time? So clear contents. So we can add these in, right?
Mhm.
5. Oh shoot, that's not what I want. 19, 1, and 3, right? Just the 4.
Mhm.
Okay, so the mean is 7. The median,
The Mean is 7, is that what you got?
Uh-huh.
Was that after you like divided it?
Well, yeah, well, see, I'm
Or sorry.
in this document right here,
Oh,
that document, so I put them in here and it tells me right here, sample mean is
got
7.
it.
But you could add them all together and divide it by 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I put in,
And then the median on this one is basically 5 plus 3 divided by 2, which is the 4, if you're doing it by hand,
Right.
because it's the 2 middle numbers divided by whatever.
so the median is 4.
Yeah, and you can see
Okay.
right here, like, if you're using this toolbox, it gives you the answer, so you don't even have to.
So
about it.
I'm looking for that toolbox. Did you say it was from this last lesson or from like the first week of school?
The
No,
first
it was
week.
from the very first week. In fact, so it was right.
I'm just looking for it currently.
It was part of the Excel, like right here where it says, oh my
Cell
God.
setup.
Yeah, in week 1, oh my gosh, why did it close? Yeah, if you go into Excel setup right here,
Mhm.
oh, maybe it's not that one. Just kidding, it's not that one.
Let's see, there we go.
It's closing. Introduction. Probably in this introduction to course. It shows right here. Introduction to course, it shows right here. Introduction explanation of the
Wait,
toolbox.
I think I found it. I do have it. Is it the descriptive quantitative data? And then it has, okay, I think I found it.
Part of lesson 1.
I think I had it downloaded on my like thing, but I wasn't sure exactly like how useful it would be for like other stuff.
Oh no, we're supposed to use it for everything.
Okay, perfect. I have it then.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go back here then. Okay. Alright.
Wouldn't 8 be 4 minus 19?
Okay, if you compute the variance by hand, the following table could be used. Use this table to answer questions 3. Give the number that would be entered in the space labeled A. So basically, yeah, so we're taking 19 minus 4. I'm sorry, 19 minus 7.
Okay, so
So it's
12.
12.
Wait, 19 minus 7?
Yeah, because
Hmm.
the mean is 7.
Uh-huh.
And to get, so remember the deviation from the mean is x minus x with the line over it.
Mm-hmm.
So x, where a is, x is 19. And if we minus x with a line over it, x with a line over it is 7. X minus 7 is 12. So not, or 19 minus 7 is 12.
So does x with the line over it represent the mean then, not the
Yeah.
median? Okay.
Yes, it's the mean.
I had, for some reason, I had it written down as the median, so.
No.
Where I was messed up. So then it would be 7. So 19 minus 7.
So 19 minus 7 is going to be 12.
Oh, that's what we would put in there? Okay.
Yeah, because that's the answer,
Got it.
the number that would be entered. So it's whatever x minus that, whatever that is. Okay, give a number that would be entered in space labeled B. Okay, so B is a little bit different. I'm going to go into this this Excel form and just use a random box over here. So B, first we have to take X, which is 1,
Mhm.
minus 7. So X minus X with the line over. So X minus the mean, which is -6. And then remember
that the squared deviation is going to be equal to that number squared. Oh, I did a typo somewhere.
So it's -6 squared, right?
Yeah, equals -6
36.
squared, which is, yes, 36. What is the standard deviation of the survival times? Give your answer in months, rounded to the nearest tenths. So that's where,
That would be when we plugged it in earlier.
that's where we have to finish that box, where we have to find the,
But when you plugged in the numbers in the calculator, in the quantitative descriptive statistics calculator, it gives a standard deviation of 8.16, but I don't know if that changes anything with this box up here. I doubt it.
I'm sure that that's the same.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure that that would be the same. Standard deviation, 8.1, but the nearest 10, so
Oh.
yeah. Well, it'd be actually 8.2, right?
Mhm.
But we could calculate that by hand too, using that one box thing,
Yeah,
but it's nice to not have to.
but if you don't have to.
Okay, give the 5-number summary for the wrong patient lawsuit costs. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so it'd be the
So wait, did you guys, sorry, I
You're fine.
blanked out for a second. Did you guys figure out what the month was it for the deviation of survival times?
Yeah, so we have these numbers here, right here, and it tells us right here, it's a standard deviation right here,
Mm-hmm.
8.167, and rounded would be 8.2.
Okay, so that one we don't have to, okay, so we could put just 8.2. It doesn't have to be just 8.
Well, no, because it says give your answer in months rounded to the nearest 10.
Would it be 8 months?
8.2.
8.2 months.
It was 8.165 if you have it in the computed in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 11. So this is where we need to pull back. So we need to remove this data, clear the contents. Now we need to get the wrong patient data in.
Okay, so
So we need to copy.
no, not all that.
Oh, don't go so
No,
fast.
stop. Oh my gosh, it wouldn't stop.
Mine was doing the same thing. Okay, paste. Okay, so this is, okay, what is the first number in the 5-number summary for the wrong patient lawsuit? So give a number rounded to the nearest cent. So it's the lowest, it's the first percentile? Or is it the lowest actual, oh, well, I guess minimum is 0.
Mhm.
Minimum is 0. So the first one is minimum, which is 0. Does that make sense, Katie?
So the min,
Can you see this?
yeah, sorry, I was just copying and pasting it onto my thing.
Okay, I was able to zoom this larger. Maybe you can see this better
Mm-hmm.
on my screen. Let me open it up. Oh gosh. No.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting frustrated over here.
I've been plenty frustrated with all of this. Here, I'm just going to share this one part of the screen. That might be easier to share with
I need
you.
to see what you're looking at because I'm.
Can you see that better now?
Yeah.
So I've just over here copied all of the stuff from the from the wrong patient lawsuit.
That's what I got on mine.
So now we can see this here. So if you remember on the on the 5-number summary, we begin with the minimum, the first quartile, the second quartile, third quartile, and the maximum. So it's question 11 is asking for the first
Which should be 0.
in the 5-number summary for the first number. The first number is the minimum. So you can look here and it tells you the minimum right here.
So the So the answer would be 0 because that's the
Yes.
smallest number.
Okay, what is the second number in the 5-number summary? So the second number is the first
Quartet.
quartile, which
Quartiles.
is
Quartile.
25%. So if we go down here where it says 25%, it says 39.
39. Okay.
So 3,900. The fourth, okay, the fourth number, so we're skipping third, which is the median. The fourth number is the third quartile, which is going to be 75%.
And that is
Roll down, it's
Is
down to the nearest cent.
50.
So 50145 and 50 cents.
And we're going to put the 50 cents in, correct?
Yeah, because it's wanting cents. Oh shoot, what am I doing here?
A lot longer than I expected.
Okay. All right, do you guys feel good about that?
Yeah.
And where to find all your answers for those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Redbox is an increasingly popular way to rent movies in the US. Individuals can go to a Redbox kiosk and have a wide variety of movies to choose from. A study was done in which researchers observed the duration of time individuals spent making a decision on which movie to rent at the Redbox. Answer the next 3 questions based on the following box plot. Okay, what is the third quartile of the Redbox decision times? So the third quartile is the 75th percent, which is going to be,
Looks like 175.
yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, it's in time in seconds.
Oh, in
yeah,
second.
175. Yeah, that's a terrible, give an estimated number. Yeah, 175 looks good to me.
Okay.
So it's,
175.
you know which ones are which lines, right? The bottom line is the minimum. First line is the first quartile, middle line is your median or second quartile, third line is your third quartile, and then the little line at the end is your maximum. Okay, what is the longest observed time of the Redbox customers in this study? That's going to be the maximum, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So 725.
Yeah, I would say 725. Based on
The value of the mean. Oh,
yeah.
what is the value of the mean?
The mean is going to be your middle line. So in between the green and orange.
Oh, I
That-
thought that was the median because that's the middle
Oh,
observation.
you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. The mean is the middle of the whole plot. So the 500.
Is it?
No, the 400.
Yeah, 400 would probably be.
Well,
There is no 400. Wait.
yeah, because it's between
Oh, I see. Okay.
not quite 0 and 725.
Let me look at my notes and see.
Oh, oh, I'm hurting myself. Might laying on the floor. I should sit.
Darn it.
Plots came, it shows median, lowest part of box. I don't have anything about the mean.
So it may not be determined.
I wonder if that's a typo. Based on the box plot, what is the value of the mean? Oh, I'd say it can't be determined because we can
Yeah.
see, yeah, we can see where the median is. We can't find a mean on the box plot.
No. And then if it's not, then we'll know when we get a second chance. And
Yeah. Okay, I'm submitting my quiz. Let's just see. Oh, 18 out of 18. That makes me so
well, there we go.
So sometimes when they are averages, sometimes they have like, they'll let you have multiple answers. So,
Yeah. Okay.
oh, well,
Well,
and hooray.
that was quite the 2-hour meeting.
Oh my gosh, who would have known? Oh man, this is crazy.
All right. Well, I will
Well,
submit
we
this.
did spend a lot of time going over stuff, and I think I don't know that we're supposed to go over everything quite as long as we did, but
No, but I think we needed it because honestly, feel like I have a better understanding now than I
Yeah,
did when we
good.
looked at on here. So
I do too. And I'm like, I kind of think I have it, but I definitely did not.
well, we
so.
were kind of hoping and banking that you knew a little bit more than we did, and it just worked out that way.
You're way too confident. You're giving me way too much credit for what I don't know. Oh, that's scary. Please don't do that again. Man.
All right. Well, let's see. Do you mind unsharing your screen and then that way I can,
Yep.
okay.
Let's see, stop share. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool. So I will submit this and
But hopefully that's helpful for
No, that helped me understand it a lot more. I feel like going
Mhm.
into it, I was pretty clueless and I was like, well, I'm sure once I go to like the meeting, I'll be able to like understand it a lot better. I'm still like kind of confused on some things, but I definitely know a lot more than I did before. I'm just like I said,
yeah,
be patient with me with Excel. I'm just like, it's so hard for me to like understand how to like work it for myself. Like I don't know how to really plug it in right.
yeah, I
Or
think
read it.
it comes from the fact that we're getting some information, but we're not utilizing.
Yeah. Oh,
yep. Oh, she's gone. Her
Yep.
computer died again. Okay, so I will just submit this and
sounds good.
we'll see you on Tuesday.
Perfect.
Okay, bye.